Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is DorianKoholi, and in this video we will be putting together another house for the Very Veggie Legacy Challenge. The goal with this series is to build a home that corresponds to each generation in this challenge. We previously created a starter home for the first generation, which was broccoli, and now we're putting together a home for the eggplant gen. So a bit of full disclosure with this one, this isn't the first house that I built for this. With this series, I still want to make the houses somewhat affordable. For the broccoli house, I made it into a starter home so it was under 20k, although that was just by the skin of our teeth, and I figured for each subsequent generation adding 10k to the budget would not be completely unreasonable. Well, my first attempt at this ended up at almost 100,000 simoleons. I wanted to try to build a penthouse lot in Ciudad and Namorada, and I hit the 30k budget almost immediately, so I kept increasing and increasing and increasing, and while I do think the final result will look nice, I'm not sure how feasible it is to move to a 100,000 simoleon house when you're only on the second gen of a legacy challenge. So I did a bit of a reset. I stuck with Ciudad and Namorada since Love Struck plays such a huge part in this generation, but I found a cheaper lot and I forced myself to stick with a 30k budget, although technically it's 29,250 since the lot itself was 750. And as you can see through this build, it was a bit of a challenge. I went in blind for this one, so I didn't do a whole lot of pre-planning, but part of this challenge is to make sure you have enough room for all the required activities. And for the goals for this one, we have to max out romance, fitness, nectar making, and dancing, the most random stuff you can think of, but I had to make sure there was enough room for all of those. You also have to grow a large eggplant, so I had to make sure there was a garden plot, and since this is a legacy challenge, you're going to at least need to have at least one kid, so I made a second bedroom for the carrot gen, which would be the next generation. Remember in the broccoli house I did the eggplant room, so now we're in the eggplant house, I'm doing the carrot room. Booyah. Alright, so with all that said, we did get it done, but as you can see through the speed build, especially towards like the latter half, I spent a lot of time just trying to claw back some money. So whether it's deleting individual pieces of furniture, trying to find a cheaper paint swatch, or deleting entire rooms, it was an experience. Overall though, I still think the house looks pretty nice, even if the decorating is a bit sparse. Wall decorations are insanely expensive in this game. I did find a few cheaper items, and there were some free items in Live Edit I kind of manipulated to look like wall furnishings, but it's fine. As you live here, you can decorate it to your heart's content. So yeah, speaking of Live Edit, I did use a few Live Edit items in the houses like decoration, but it did a lot of heavy lifting on the exterior. Pretty much everything except for the garden plots and like the little picnic table I set outside are Live Edit, including the fencing, which is a base game Live Edit object. It kind of matches the one in like the lot next to it, so I liked that it kind of blends fairly well. With that said, it is Live Edit, so your Sims may walk through it. I haven't actually tested that portion of it, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, all in all, this house, all of that said, this house has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen and living room on like the main floor, which is, I guess, is technically the second floor. The first floor kind of has like a garage that was converted into a nectar making room. There's a small room behind that I'm using as the workout room with a dance floor and a punching bag. These are relatively small, but there are a couple of standouts to me. I built this after the patch update, so we have glass walls now, and I didn't use them like too much, but where I did use them, I think it's a nice little like modern pop, and I think it looks pretty cool. Apparently this patch broke a bunch of other stuff, but the glass walls seem to be working okay so far. This is an even smaller thing. I also took a dartboard and added a heart decal to it to make it look like the eggplant gen sim was like throwing darts at the heart. In the description for this generation, it states that even though we're a romance consultant, we hate love and we want to destroy every relationship ever. So I figured throwing hearts at the dartboard, could be a good way to, pass the time for a villain, for a, romance destroyer, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I think there's a little bit of speed build left, so I will let you guys enjoy that, and I will see you shortly for the lot tour. anyway, here we are at Eggplant Gen house, and we have our Eggplant sim. I'm not actually playing through it. I just took a random sim and put them in the Eggplant costume because I thought it was funny. I'll say I'm not playing through it yet. I think I probably will start this, but I kind of want to at least wait for the timed event to get past because I'm trying to record for that, trying to record for Hunter Baby, trying to record build. A lot of stuff going on. But eventually, I do think I will be at least trying this Eggplant, the Very Veggie challenge. So, yeah, for the people saying you want to see that, you're welcome. But yeah, anyway, here's our house. It's, you know, kind of aiming for like a bit of a modern vibe. Try to keep it purple because, you know, for the Eggplant Gen, you kind of see like the glass walls on, like, this is a half wall with the glass. I used the glass up here for the little skylight thing and for this wall back here. I also used it for the workout room. So I think it looks pretty cool. There's a lot of potential for the glass walls, and I'm kind of excited to see what all we can do. But yeah, anyway, this is meant to be like going up to the main entrance. This is meant to be like a garage that was converted, so that's why we have like these French doors in place. Going around back, we have our garden plots, and I put some free eggplant seeds for you guys. I think you also have to grow large eggplants if you play this. So there you go. Over here, we don't have a whole lot because I was, you know, running tight on money. You can see right now we only have 109 simoleons, but I did at least put a table and some chairs out here. Bunch of like landscaping. We have this live edit fence. Actually, I'm curious. Can he walk through this? He does not walk through it, so it actually works as a fence, which is awesome. Okay, cool. So there we go. I'll say not all live edit items have collision, so the fact that that does, it's, you know, hey, free fence in live edit, so enjoy. All right, I think that's it for the outside. Let's go in, and we'll start with like the main floor. And you walk in, you have this little entrance area. Like I said, it's very sparsely decorated. I ran out of money like so quickly, like so often. But we have a little living room space. We have a kitchen. We have a few, I did put a few decorative items, but we just have a kitchen. We have a little chair and little sitting area out here. I did put some chairs out on this little patio, and then going into here, so we got a hallway. This is the Carrot Gen, the kids room. Like I said, the next generation is supposed to be Carrot, so I kind of made everything like orange themed for them. And then going into the master bedroom, the very pathetic looking master bedroom, we have some purple furniture. We have a purple Love Struck bed. I think this is one of the axolotls. It's a lavender one, so I figured it's purple. You can have a pet axolotl. Did find a little decal with like kind of like a cracked heart, which I thought was cool, and the skull just because it was purple. I need more. There's like not a lot of purple stuff in here at all, and even what is purple is like it's a whole spectrum of shades of purple. Like this is purple, but also like this wall, like they like none of like this is all considered purple, and like none of this like matches like anything really. So it's The Sims, but you know. Yeah. We have our bathrooms. They're as basic as you can get in here, and I think that's it for this floor. Oh, the master bedroom does have like a little door, so if you want to go out here, so you want to go out to the backyard, you could. And then going down to the, I guess, the ground floor, so basically you'd walk down from the living room. This is the garage that kind of converted into a nectar making space. So you have the little nectar making stand, you have a few decorative items. I think these you can be used to age nectar, and yeah. Oh, and here's the dartboard with the heart I was talking about. Let's actually see if this works. Yes, it's working. Yes, awesome. He's not very good at it, but he is technically throwing darts. Okay. Yeah, we'll count that. Okay, cool. So we have our little dartboard. We have our little dance floor because you have to max out the dancing skill. I should probably move that so it's not like right on the door. Oh, yeah, let me do that right there. And then we have a punching bag. I couldn't afford a treadmill, so punching bag, you can get your fitness skill that way. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's a pretty straightforward house, but I try to keep it under 30 grand because I figure with each I think I said in the speed build, with each generation I want to add like 10 grand. So we had a 20 grand starter house. We'll have a 30 grand for second gen. When I build a carrot house, I'll try to do 40. So the houses will get incrementally better, but to me it makes sense because legacy challenges, I know sometimes you can take a while to get money up. I didn't want to throw out a $100,000 house like on the second go and have you guys not be able to use it. So yeah, you're welcome. All right, so if you do want this house, it is up on the gallery. My gallery tag is DorianKoholi, same as my YouTube channel and my Twitter, my everything else. So it's just called Eggplant Veggie House. It's a house for your eggplant sim in the Very Veggie challenge. It is 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. It is under 30,000 simoleons. I think if you buy this one lot in Ciudad Enamorada, The lot is 750, so you can put this house on there if you wanted to. And yeah, I think I wanted to mention this a few times. I keep forgetting. So the pack, there were only the required packs for this challenge, for this generation, were Love Struck, Horse Ranch, Cottage Living, and Get Together. So I only used those packs. So you see that in here. I'm going to try to keep that as a theme going forward. If I find there's an item in a kit that I think might make sense, I might try to pull that in. But first part, I'm going to try to stick with the requirements. If you are playing Very Veggie, I think there are ways there. You don't have to necessarily have all the packs. They do give some pack alternatives. So if you try to download this house, don't have a pack, I'd say Love Struck is probably the one you want the most, because we're in Ciudad and Amarada, and there's a lot of Love Struck stuff in here. I think everything else is, you know, mostly just little ancillary items. But yeah, so Eggplant Veggie house, enjoy, y'all. So thank you so much for watching another speed build. If you like this video, please consider dropping a like. Please consider leaving a comment if there's any other builds you want to see, what you think of this build, what you think of Very Veggie. If you have any tips for when I start playing it, which I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it will happen at one point. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I am trying to grow this channel. You guys have been such an immense support for that so far, so thank you. And with all that, I hope you have a very amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.